Hey guys, so I know a lot of you are looking forward to the May 2022 release of my documentation course. It's the 0 to paid documentation modules, but I broke them out and they're standalone now. And I'm diving deeper into some of the documentation components. This is all specific to Medicare Part B, outpatient therapy services, either delivered in the home or delivered in a clinic. But the idea is the information is coming from published guidelines. Everything that Medicare has to guide us in our decision making. And I just want to use today's video to show you where you can pick up some of the LCDs, the local coverage determination, so that you can start making better decisions even if you're not taking my Medicare billing course. So behind me on the screen, you can see this is CGS, this is my Mac, I'm here in Ohio. But if I go to my Mac website, I go to the homepage and I go to Part B. On the left-hand side of the screen, I can scroll down here to medical policy and LCDs. If I click on that, I've got access to a bunch of different LCDs. What I usually do is I'll hit Control F and type in therapy. And what this does is it allows me to start looking through and just highlighting the therapy until I get down here to outpatient physical and occupational therapy services. And then right here, I can click on this and this will jump me out to CMS. And I can see that it's connected me to the LCD. Now, let's say you have a different Mac. So I'm going to go to Novitas. I know that they have kind of the same thing. I'm going to go into the Novitas homepage. So we've got jurisdiction L, jurisdiction H. A bunch of people are in Texas, so I'm going to choose H. And then same thing. I come on the left side of the screen. I've got medical policy and LCD. I click on that, find an LCD. I can click on that. This takes me down. I've got some different ways to do it. Medical policy search tool, list of all active LCDs. So I'm going to click on that. And let's see, I've got a search, so I can click or do a search for therapy again. Here's therapy and rehabilitation services, PT and OT. And the reason why I use therapy is just like you saw, the other one had physical and occupational therapy. This one has therapy and rehab. I click on this link. It takes me to CMS, opens up the policy, and now I can scroll down here. And these are going to be a little different. So for example, if I go with therapeutic exercises, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down to this section right here, section on therapeutic exercises. And if you notice, this is a really short section, right? They don't have a lot of information. Then it goes into neuromuscular rehab, aquatic therapy. But if I go to the CGS version and I do a search for therapeutic exercises, and I go to the same section, now you can see that this is much more comprehensive. There's a lot more information. They even have a supportive documentation recommendation. They have this part right here where it says documentation must clearly support the need for continued therapeutic exercise greater than 12 to 18 visits. So I've got information about how much therapeutic exercise or how often units of this would be billed in a plan of care. Each LCD is going to be different. Some Macs might not have updated LCDs, so you just have to go through and find these resources. But this is the kind of stuff that I'm showing you within the documentation modules. Another one that I really like is where you can go to find both post-surgical or condition-specific published protocols. So like this is coming from Brigham and Women's Hospital. This is written, created by a couple physical therapists, but it's got information that's, within the standard of care. And that's one of the main things that we're trying to establish is what is the standard of care different from your standard of care. And so this is where we can start to differentiate what is a covered service, what is a self-pay service. Another great resource This is a table for total knee replacement, breaking down each phase of recovery, looking at stuff like what's expected patient presentation, what are some goals, key exam procedures, right? Like, why would I not use a text like Kistner and Colby's therapeutic exercise textbook, which is what I used, what continues to be used in the PT curriculum, to lay out the format for my evaluation of my plan of care for a post-surgical knee replacement referral. And you can pull just about any condition out of a textbook like this. And now I can reference and cite back, this is where this information is coming from. So it's not just my professional opinion, that's a component of it, but it's also established guidelines by the profession. So guys, this is the kind of content that I think we need more within the documentation. A lot of this kind of content, while it might seem intimidating or overwhelming, is really just cut and paste. It's really just a simple component where you're copying it into your medical record. If you're like, I use a paper chart still, 2022, and I still have a paper chart because I can print these resources and make them part of the medical record very easily. There's lots of different ways for us to do this. So if you want more information like this, more content like this, absolutely keep following this channel. I'm going to keep sharing documentation focused content, but I'm also going to summarize a lot of this in the paid documentation course releasing May 2022. I'll see you then.